Hello, everybody, and welcome to Girls Run These Worlds. I am Aubrey. I am going to be your GM for this lovely Starfinder experience. I use she, her pronouns, and we are going to be playing some Starfinder by Paizo. General content warnings and things like that for this game. Discussions of death, grief, and things like that. Believe there's a. Do we have a chat command for safety? I am not sure on that part, but let me. Actually, one last thing. We are sponsored tonight by Eldritch Osiris Games, who has a Kickstarter up right now for beasts and where to friend them, monstrous beasts and where to friend them. It is blown past its initial goal and is getting close to a lot of really cool stretch goals, like yours truly being a writer on it, along with some cool adventures and a lot of other really cool Pathfinder content creators working on it. There should be a link in the chat. If not, go check out their Twitter for a link to the Kickstarter and all of that. And I think it is time to introduce my cast. All of the lovely people who will be playing with us for these next few weeks. So I think we shall start with the next person in the order from me on the screen. We have Amanda. Tell us who you are, who your pronouns are, and a little bit about your character.
Hi there, I am Amanda. My pronouns are she, her. I do statistics and data analysis by day and play games also by day because I sleep at night. My character is Brian, the contemplative ace pilot. Brian is a mechanic. They use they, them pronouns. They actually just use any pronouns. Pronouns don't really make a lot of sense to Brian because Brian is a giant brain.
Well, and then next in the order we have Iris.
Hello, my name is Iris. Pronouns are she, they, and I will be playing Odessa, the Vesk operative. She is a hacker slash technician and overall just sort of espionage baddie. Yeah. Pronouns they, them.
Cool. The next we have Anna.
Oh, hey, that's me. I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. You can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. And I am playing Layla, the Decimar Dream Prophet Mystic. She is a giant butterfly person and psychic, and is kind of the medic, support person of the team.
Okay. And the last person for tonight, we have Switch, or your name didn't pop up. Lydia. I looked over and it said Switch, and my brain went, "That's your name."
Hi, I'm Lydia. I will be playing Switch. Switch is a companion android envoy, so very much big on infiltration, diplomacy, communications. Both me and Switch use she, her pronouns.
Awesome. And we do have one more player. Unfortunately, Jen is a little bit under the weather tonight and cannot join us, but they will be here next week for all sorts of fun, whatever happens. So let's see. Do I have anything else that I need to mention? No, I think we're good on that. So let's get into things. And we're going to start things off with everybody just roll me a d20.
11.
8.
8.
5. Off to a good start.
We're all gonna die.
That's a natural 1 for me.
Great rolls to start things off. So that was to figure out the order that we're gonna do our full character introductions in. So I believe that means we are starting with you, Lydia, with that 11. So tell us a little bit about Switch's morning routine. Give us sort of a brief rundown of their description. And yeah, like, how do they spend their mornings?
Switch's mornings are more mid to late afternoon. They do most of her work at night, so tends to sleep in. They are very work focused, so she probably wakes up, gets something to eat, and then goes straight to kind of deconstructing whatever mission she was last on. So probably getting whatever files and recordings she had, maid, scrubbing out whatever date that she went on, any compromising photos, because she very certainly does not actually sell those. But any codes or blueprints she was able to get while having fun would be sent off to whoever had paid for them. And then going over her other job and looking at what kind of clients she has coming in, what their last sessions were like, how they went and preferences, and pretty much getting straight to work. So they don't have a lot of hobbies outside of doing their job.
Yeah. So at some point, your communicator will buzz or make a notification sound. I don't know if you're one of those people who just keeps it on silent at all times, or
Probably you don't want to accidentally interrupt a client with
yeah,
that.
that's
So
true.
probably just like a slight
really
vibration.
ruin the mood, and in the
Right?
middle of everything your phone notification goes off. But it goes off and you see a name that you haven't seen in about 5 years. You see the name Oleander.
Open it immediately.
Yep. There is just a link to a video.
Okay. Play that.
Yeah. We'll get to what that video says in just a moment.
Okay.
And I believe next we have Odessa. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what your morning routine looks like.
Right. Odessa does a lot of, at this point in their career, just sort of clandestine operations. Something a little similar to what Switch does, just with someone pays for me to get information or for some money to go missing from some corporations that could serve to lose a bit. And then, yeah. And so I think that their morning routine is pretty much just um, some of that money that they've skimmed off the top goes into purchasing lodging, food, the rest, and just in the mornings, sort of checking the camera feeds that they've hacked into of the immediate area to make sure that no one is trailing them, or make sure that no one is onto any of their day job. So I think that in addition to that, they're just sort of making some tea.
Making some tea. Well, as you're making some tea, why don't you give me a perception roll to see what you notice?
Gotcha. So I don't know exactly how this game works, but that's a nat 20.
You see everything. You, as you're looking over, you're pretty sure that you're fine. No one knows where you are. No one's on to you. But you do notice that you see this couple having a row across the street. You see see all of these people, and you notice all of the things about them. Nothing is escaping your just perception right now. So maybe after you've eaten, and maybe you're about starting to think to get ready for work, your communicator, I lost the word there for a moment. Your communicator will buzz with a notification.
Yeah. Definitely check that out.
Yeah, you see the name Oleander, and if you open it, inside is a video file.
I think immediately does a spit take and then does play the video.
Okay. So Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself and what your morning routine looks like.
I don't have a standard sleep wake schedule. It's sort of just when I'm tired, I sleep, and when I'm not tired anymore, I wake up. I think I woke up this morning with the intent of fixing something wrong with um, a small little like land scooter that I'm working on, trying to make it look cooler, run faster, that sort of thing. So I think we see Brian, who is again a giant brain with a little teeny atrophied body. Most of what do, how I work with things, is through telekinesis. So we see Brian sort of hovering slightly above the ground with a mirror kicked underneath this bike, and then tools being telekinetically moved under the bike, you know, twisting, turning, laser drills,
Yeah.
the little things that
Mhm.
Brian totally knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, let's to see how well you're doing on that. Why don't you give me an engineering check?
Engineering check. Oh my gosh, my engineering is great. Of course, I rolled a nat 1.
Oof.
So this is my first time playing Starfinder. When you roll a nat 1, do you still get to add things, or you just
Yeah, you get to
SOL?
add things.
Okay.
It's not great. It kind of puts you back a little bit. You break something that you probably shouldn't have broken, and it's probably going to put you back a day or so. But it's not cataclysmic.
I think you see a little atrophied foot kind of come out and kick the bike a little bit, knowing that Brian knows. I know I'm not going to break this thing with my little foot, but I do want to.
Get your anger out.
Yeah, just a little.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, it's at some point after you've gotten your anger out and start again, you feel the buzz of your communicator or hear the sound. Would Brian be one of those people who just leaves the sound on at all times?
Brian actually has their communicator set up to a word of the day buzzer.
Mm.
So every time it buzzes or rings, it gives them a word in a different language just to
Hmm.
help. They're not really used to physically speaking to people a lot. This is a
Hmm.
newer thing for Brian in the last, X number of years. So it's always good to hear words so that you can mimic them. I think today's word is actually English, and it is bauble, like the little things you would hang on a
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
Your communicator just goes, bobble, bobble, bobble.
And I pick it up, repeating bauble, bauble, bauble.
Mhm. And on it, you see a message from Oleander.
Instantly stop bobbling and start the message.
Yeah. It is a video file like everyone else has received. But before we get to that, Layla, tell us a little bit about yourself and what your morning routine looks like.
Yeah, so Layla is a decimar, so a large kind of bipedal butterfly person. So large wings, mostly purple with teal swirls through them, 4 very thin arms, usually wearing kind of drapey fabrics that move well when flying, but don't get in the way of wings or any of her many limbs. Bright blue kind of bug eyes. But we see her on her home planet of Koshira, which is an interesting planet filled with violet auras. So the sky itself is a deep purple color. Organic buildings kind of twist up towards the sky. But we see her in an apartment in one of these kind of organic skyscrapers. It's her fiance's apartment. She has kind of settled down a bit after her adventuring days. She does still help with the Koshorian Guard here, kind of teaching the techniques she's learned, how to use her psychic powers offensively that she learned while adventuring. She's been helping teach the guard. Her fiance is an officer in the military here, so that's kind of what she's been filling her days with. So this morning, she's kind of sitting there on her bed. A watering can is floating across the room, kind of watering the plants that line the walls and the windows in this room.
Yeah. As you are doing that, your communicator buzzes, makes a noise. Are you word of the day, silent? You know, what how do you set up your communicator?
Oh, I don't it's not an audible noise. It's just something it touches her mind briefly
Hmm.
with her psychic and empathic powers. So it's just a little kind of poke to tell her in her mind that there's a message.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that feeling and you see the name that you haven't seen in 5 years, Oleander.
I pause in surprise for a moment and then open it up 'cause this is curious.
Thematically, I like to think that you're all seeing this at the exact same time. I think it's just works. So the first thing you see when you open up this message is it's a bedroom. It looks relatively simple. You know, you see just sort of a basic bed and a bookshelf with some very familiar just baubles and trinkets and books. And you know, you see these hands sort of move over and just sort of like adjust this camera, and you just sort of hear a voice that you haven't heard in 5 years being like, "Okay, now don't fall, please." And then you watch this figure move and sit on the bed, and you see Oleander. Their Demai. You see sort of their grayish, ashen skin, along with this long, much longer than when you knew her initially, white hair. You know, see the face of your captain once again. She sort of looks down at her boots and then up to you, up to the camera, and then begins to speak. If you're seeing this, then I'm dead. She takes a deep breath and looks deep into the camera. I know we all didn't part on the best terms, but I still view you as my family. So I put you all in my will. If you come to Absalom Station in a few weeks' time, there will be a reading, and my solicitor will explain the next steps. I'm sorry I didn't get to say goodbye in person. I love you all, and you always remain my family. Goodbye. And the message ends. So,
If I replay this message
mhm,
while the first time I watched it, focusing
mm.
in on Oleander and what they're saying, replaying this message, do I notice any other details?
Um, let's see. Give me a perception check for that.
Sorry, everybody, I'm still learning this
You're good.
character sheet. Where is my perception?
It should be right under mysticism and right above physical science.
Oh, right in the section that I should have been looking, but I wasn't. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I rolled a 2, so that's a 14.
A 14. Maybe you don't notice, like, it doesn't look like anybody's tampered with the video or anything if you're looking for that. But you see, you know, you just notice things. You're like, oh hey, I remember that thing. That was when we did that. Or you know, that was when we did that, but nothing really of importance.
Okay, but it does look like Oleander's space.
The space is a little unfamiliar, but you see a lot of familiar items.
Okay.
If any of you had looked into what happened to any of you after the event 5 years ago, you would know that Oleander bought a bar on Absalom Station and has been living there since.
Um, Can I get a read off of like whether or not it felt like Oleander thought she was going to be murdered, or if there was like what the cause of death she thought might be?
So for if you want to see anything in like her demeanor or anything like that, that would be a perception. But I would also, if you wanted to, I don't know, troll around any forums or any news boards, that I would probably say would be a either like a probably a well, it'd actually probably also be a perception.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think probably in the immediate, just going off of the video alone, that's a 5 on the dice, plus 13, so 18.
18. So usually things like this are just done by emails. They're very rarely done by videos. So maybe Oleander did think that something from her past may come back. I mean, you were all mercenaries together for a while, so you have enemies. There are people, maybe one of that caught up with her, or maybe she just died in her sleep. Who knows?
I'm gonna try. I would like to call like the last number I had for her, the number I got the video from, the bar. Like, I'm not like I want confirmation. So I'm just gonna try to reach out to anybody I know.
The last number you had and the number you received this from, same number.
Okay.
But honestly, it's not too hard to get the number of the bar. And after, if you call it, you send them a message, you takes a minute. Eventually you sort of hear a voice being like, the Defiant Star is closed today. I don't know when we'll be open back up. Yeah. I think you're just gonna have to find somewhere else to drink. So does Layla do anything?
I think Layla watches the video twice, and she considers doing the research. She considers confirming it, but instead, I think she just sits there with kind of the feelings that are coming from this, the memories of the missions, of the ship, of the crew. And I think she just kind of sits there for a bit in her bedroom, kind of thinking on this.
Yeah. Eventually, I believe you all will make your way there to Absalom Station. So let's see. Are you all just going to go try and find where the Defiant Star is located, or will you try to do other things before?
I think I was requested to go to the Defiant Star, so that's where I'm going to go. It doesn't make a lot of logical sense to go anywhere else.
Oh, of course.
I think that I would actually try and contact our dear pilot to see if Brian still has the ship. Yeah.
Good. That's a great question. Do I still have the ship?
I would say that usually something like that would go to the captain, but Oleander wasn't much for actually flying. I imagine when everything happened, you all decided to go your separate ways. She's asked you to let her off on Absalom Station, and she, did the thing where, she gets up, tosses you the keys, and tells you to keep her safe.
I definitely do have the ship. There have been modifications, various modifications that I thought that would probably make the thing look cooler, go faster. Some of them are honestly not really that useful. They're just there to, it makes a cool sound now when it blasts off, things like that.
Hearing confirmation that you have the ship, I think Odessa just like messages again. If you touched a goddamn wire on our baby's head, and then doesn't contact you for the rest of the time.
I think there's like a camera shot of that message coming through to Brian,
Mhm.
and then a shot of Brian looking around at the, I'm not going to say disaster, because it is, there's method to this madness. But if you don't know the method, it's going to look like madness.
It makes
And
sense to Brian, no one
yeah,
else.
I think the response is whatever the Starfinder future version of just replying with a K is.
Pretty sure we're just still at the K.
Little eyes emoji.
But yes. So you will all eventually make your way to the Defiant Star. Thematically, I like the idea of you all showing up at the same time or around the same time. When you get to Absalom Station, this massive space station in the system, it's everything you could need is there. It is, you could live your entire life on Absalom Station and not want for anything. It is massive. There's everything you need there. There's like the Starfinder Academy and things like that. All of that. So it's not hard to find the Defiant Star. It's a nice bar, but it's kind of a hole in the wall. Like, you find locals who know it. Like, this isn't a tourist bar or anything like that. It's kind of hidden down in one of the lower levels. And eventually you have to kind of go through a couple of side streets to get to it. And it's sort of in this area that's in this cross between where multiple buildings are. And you don't see a name or anything. You just see above the door this little LED thing that has a star on it.
Odessa, I don't understand. If this is the name, if this is the right place, why not have the name in words?
I mean, maybe it's a sort of like you have to know someone. Maybe it was supposed to be super exclusive. I don't know. It's Oleander we're talking about.
That is true. Shall we?
While we were having that conversation, just like on their tablet, Odessa was just one by one unblocking communications from all the other teammates.
You're like, wow, I have 5 years worth of messages from this one person. Oof, I hope they weren't important.
That's Shal.
Yeah, so you all see each other sort of converging on this area around the same time.
So it's true. I'm gonna start pounding on the door of the bar. She's not gone. This is some weird joke to like get us all together, right? It's been 5 years. This is her way of like making a reunion.
It would be an awfully cruel joke.
She had a weird sense of humor. Is the bar open? Can we go in?
The door is locked.
Is it mechanical or just like acoustic?
Yes, the good acoustic locks.
Yes.
It
I meant to say
is.
electronic or acoustic.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is an electronic lock, but I imagine that you can probably take care of that with a nice computers roll.
That is a 9 for a total of 22.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is actually a password lock, and the password is quiet.
That's just, I mean, salt in the wound. God.
We
I'm
all
rather
mourn in our own
disappointed.
ways.
Oleander should have had better protection on this.
She was always a sentimental one.
I was just gonna say protection isn't exactly our strong suit, but
So you enter the bar. As you enter and push these doors open, some of the lights just sort of like flicker on, and you sort of see directly in front of you this. It honestly would not be out of place in the game Mass Effect and on like Omega or something. It is maybe a little bit seedy, but you see the bar and there's some LED and things like that starting to warm up and bathe the bar in these neon colors. Some doors off to your left, your like left and right. Behind the bar there appears to be a set of stairs going up. But the one thing you all notice is the massive blood smear against the bar.
I can see why they are closed.
Looking at this blood smear, can I determine, because I have some life science and medicine, can I determine what race the blood looks like it came from?
Yeah,
I
you want to
imagine.
give me like a life science roll? See if you got some of your tools on you.
A nat 20, that's 33.
Yeah, that is blood from a Demai. And you probably have, for some reason or another, the genetic makeup of Oleander's blood in one of your records,
It's for a normal reason.
for a normal reason. And yeah, the blood matches.
This is Oleander's. This is Oleander's blood. Absolutely.
why do you still have that on file? God.
Why would I delete it?
This is an awful lot of blood. It does not look like a bar accident. So I'm guessing Oleander did not die peacefully.
Can we tell if it was like meant to be a big display, like someone was trying to send a message, or whether it was from a scuffle?
Yeah. Give me let's see. What kind of roll should this be?
Can I sense motive on the pool of blood?
Sure, yeah, let's sense motive on this pool of blood. And pool of blood, and just sort of like taking a look at the area, the entire scene, see what you can reconstruct from whatever is left behind.
That is 25.
A 25? Yeah, going up, you take in a couple of the smashed bar stools next to it. And as you're looking at it, the bloodstain actually goes over the bar. Like the initial attack was in front, and then she moved over the bar to try and put some distance between her. And you can also notice the bullet holes. And several of them. So maybe more than just one person. And as you're doing all of this, you just, from the doorway, you just hear this deep voice go,
Low turn.
and you look around, and like taking up the doorway is this large figure. And as they like step into the light of the bar, you can see this uplifted bear, sort of wearing this very, very well put together suit. I'm just being like, I take it that you are all of the recipients in Miss Oleander's will?
Yes, sorry, the bar's closed today.
Yes. I am the solicitor overseeing all of her affairs. You can call me Bernard. And it's just this very large, almost looking grizzly bear standing in front of you in a suit.
Can you tell us anything about what happened? Was there an investigation here?
Yes, there was an investigation. The they decided that it was foul play, but were not able to come up with whoever did it. They're always overworked, but that is also where all of you come in. That was one of the stipulations in her will.
I highly doubt one of us did it, if that is what you're suggesting.
No, none of you. Just that Oleander did not think that she would just die in her sleep. You know, due to everything in her past, she was fairly certain that something was going to come back for her. So, was one of the stipulations she put in the will. The video that you all got, it was a bit of a dead man's switch. If something were to happen to her and the video was to go out, and the people were to come here, and you were all to, if you want to, you don't have to. This is not legally binding or anything, but find out who did this to her, bring them in, and on top of it, you get 5,000 credits each and a bar and any of Oleander's possessions.
So suddenly we find ourselves mercenaries again.
Wasn't too far off with it being a reunion that she set up. Just that she wasn't lying.
Well, it seems to me that if somebody went after Oleander, then it's possible that we'd be next.
That is true.
It is a possibility. Believe Oleander lived above the bar, any of her personal effects. And out of this bag he carries, he pulls this data pad and puts it on the table. This is any of the details that the authorities were able to dig up about this, along with the contract and everything. It's just in case you need to look for anything in that. You can find me at my offices. There's a map to them on this as well.
I feel like there might be a little bit of a stare down as Bernard holds out the data pad for everybody to take it. Like, who's gonna get it?
staying as far away as that from that thing as I can.
Yeah,
Just
I mean, more than
I
not.
also do not reach for it.
Yeah, he just gingerly, with his giant bare paws, puts it down on a table. And yes, if you do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. And I will leave you to this. There is um, a hospital nearby where the body was moved. If any of you want to say your goodbyes.
Goodbyes
Yes,
to a body.
yes.
That's weird.
Some old Galarian traditions involve, funerals and seeing the dead off. So we like to be as inclusive as we can to any, and Oleander did not specify what she wanted to happen with her body after she died.
She sent an elaborate video set up to send to all of us in the case of her death, but did not make arrangements for her funeral. That sounds so very much like her.
It also sounds
Yeah.
like perhaps she was expecting us to go look at her body after the fact.
Well, if she thought she was going to be murdered,
wouldn't be a bad place to start the investigation. I guess after we look around here.
Absolutely, and closure is good. Whether you get it from looking at her or rolling her body onto the floor, whatever it is that eases your mind, closure is always good for you.
Rolling her. Are you speaking to me? Rolling her body onto the floor.
I'm speaking to whoever that may help.
Layla, I've missed you.
I've missed you too, Brian.
and as you're doing this, he just gingerly he has to lean down a little bit because he is a 7-foot bear. exits stage right, pursued by bear.
What is bear?
Yes.
Oh, I should have given him a card for my Only Brains account. Oh, well, next time.
Well, you have a bar to search, and you have a body if you want to take a look at that. However you want to start this investigation.
The bullet holes, do they look like they were lasers, or once again acoustic, or what kind of
Give me a quick perception, just sort of as you take a look at them.
That's another nat 20.
Nat 20. Yeah, they were, some of them were laser. Some of the weapons were laser. You notice some laser burns. But the majority of them do seem to be acoustic, as you put it. They are, and there's still several of them just sort of in the, it's not wood, but the material that makes up this bar.
If I can, I will try and recover a few of those rounds.
Yeah,
Like the shells, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say it's relatively easy.
As Odessa is picking those up, I stand kind of in the middle of the room and close my eyes, and my wings shimmer for a moment. And then as I open my eyes, they begin to glow a deep green color as I cast Detect Magic.
Detect magic. What does the spell say? You just learn if there's magic, or do you learn where the magic is and what school it is?
So you detect all magic spells, effects, items, and objects, including those on or affecting creatures you can see, as well as hybrid items in the area. You can't detect traps. each round you concentrate on the same area. You can determine if one magic source is from a spell, item, or other effect, and the caster level of the effect. You can't determine if there are sources in the area. You can't see if there's a magic source in the area at one time that has since expired. So I'll just kind of wander around. I'll hold it for a couple rounds because it is a cantrip. So I'll kind of wander around holding it to see if there's anything that pops out in here.
Yeah. It does look like behind the bar there are a couple of like pings.
If I check those out, is it anything of interest?
As you pull, like look around, try to like look through cabinets and things like that, you pull the first thing you pull up is what appears to be a small box that has all of these sort of archaic symbols sort of printed on it, and there's sort of like a button in the middle of it.
I'm standing there holding it with all four of my hands, just kind of looking at this button, debating whether or not I want to push it. And then I'll turn towards Odessa. I have a button for you. And I'll hold it out.
Why for? I have no impulse control, so I'll do a cursitory sort of check and see if I can tell what pressing said button would do. But
Give me a mysticism check.
Ooh, can I assist with that?
Yeah.
Because that is my jam.
Goodness. That is a 14.
It's a 34 for me.
34. Yeah, Odessa, you have no idea what this is. But as you're doing this, Layla, you look and you're like, oh yeah, this is a digital Harrow deck. Which Harrow is sort of like their version of tarot. If you press the button, it sort of creates this digital board. You can sort of manipulate the holographic cards. And
yeah, her wings flutter a little bit as she turns her head to the side again, and she pushes the button as Odessa's inspecting it, and the lid pops open. It's a Harrow deck.
Well, then why did you?
Because I know you enjoy buttons, and it's been quite some time since I found a button to offer to you, so I thought I would.
I missed y'all. Thank you.
I will place them down on the counter.
I think while they're looking at this Harrow deck, I'm going to take a look and see if there's any sort of surveillance in this bar, cameras or anything like that.
that will be, let's see, something more than that. We'll do a sense motive.
27.
27. Yeah. You can see that there are cameras inside and outside. The cameras themselves have been destroyed, but hopefully that whatever they keep the data on is still there. You're not sure where it is. It's probably upstairs.
Well, I think that's probably my next stop, is to visit upstairs and see if there's any feeds.
I would like to get a look at her living quarters as well. I feel like we might learn a little more looking at her private area than the public one, so I'll join you upstairs.
Yeah. So it's just going to be Brian and Switch heading upstairs.
Switch.
Yes.
That exchange just now between our colleagues.
Mhm.
Was that flirting?
That was just button pushing.
And that's different.
Yes. Think of it more like siblings.
Siblings push buttons.
All the time.
Interesting.
Don't think too hard about it.
Well, I can't help that.
You're right. My mistake.
Is the door to Oleander's, I assume, apartment locked?
No.
So it's like actually just part of the bar. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like literally part of the bar. You go up the stairs, and at the top, the door, you open it, open it into the apartment, and it's very, very, this is like a studio apartment. It is very Spartan is kind of the word. There's not a lot here. You see, you see a kitchen on a table. You see a data pad. You can see also then through a door, like a bathroom, and then through another door, you can see the bedroom that you saw in the video.
I want to look around and see if there's anything like under the mattress, under a drawer, something that she's put someplace that she wouldn't expect someone to find it, or is kind of more hidden.
Yeah. Give me a perception check for that.
Ooh. Where did all of my stats go? I rolled a 5, and I don't think my perception is that good. So 12 total?
12 total. You spend enough time around Oleander to know a bit about them. And my train of thought completely derailed there in the middle of my sentence. That's lovely. You spend enough time around Oleander to know a bit about them, where they might usually hide things. You're able to find underneath what appears to be like a shelf, like a false drawer in the kitchen. It is currently disassembled, but you see Oleander's rifle. That is there. It is a sort of a normally large sniper rifle, but it has been sort of disassembled and sort of put there just in case it's needed, but it doesn't look like it's been used in a very long time. But other than that, you just sort of find the normal things. You don't find anything else hidden.
Looking for the source of the, hopefully if there's a source, not a source. Looking for wherever the data feeds from the bar may be stored. I would probably have a better idea than, Brian would have a better idea than Amanda does. If it would be like on a data pad or.
It's probably the
something
data
else.
pad.
Cool. I'm going to go right for that data pad.
It is locked with a passcode.
I'm going to try the same one from the bar.
Yeah, it unlocks.
You could just see Brian's whole brain just shaking really unhappily about this situation. Like, you just have different passwords for things. Really unsafe.
In there, you see a lot of unread messages. It seems like it's probably been it's been several days at least since it happened, and maybe not everybody knows, so there's some people trying to get in contact with her. The most recent message is from somebody named Cade. sort of just being like, hey, you gonna buy me a drink next time I'm in town?
Starting.
And then there's another message being like, was it something I said? And
Ryan is going to reply to this person and
oh
say,
no.
I'm sorry. Oleander is dead. You can look at her body at the hospital, if that helps. And then I'm going to go look for wherever the feeds are stored.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is on the tablet. And literally as you're doing that, you get a message from Cade being like, haha, not funny.
Ignore.
So yeah, there's like an app that keeps security footage.
Yeah, I think I'm going to settle down for a nice time of fast forwarding through security footage.
So they stop recording at some point, so it's very, very easy to figure out when it all happened. So it's pretty much you go from when it stopped recording to about an hour before, and you see it looks like Oleander. It's like late at night. She's just closed up the bar, and you watch as she's sort of slowly going around and cleaning, putting all the chairs back up on top of the tables, you know, all of that. And you watch as she heads over to the bar with sort of just this armload of glasses, sets them on the bar and looks over her shoulder. And you watch, because like this is just security camera footage. There's no audio captured on it. She says something, you watch her mouth move, and then you see it. There are 3 figures that come into frame. The first thing you notice is that they seem to be digitally obscured. Like they're like their outlines are all messy and digitally distorted. But from that, you watch as she turns around, she pulls a gun, 2 shots, one of them goes down, and then there's just this hail of bullets, gunfire, laser. You watch as she backflips over the bar behind it, and keeps shooting, but you notice she is incredibly injured. And you see a second form fall, but the third unfortunately gets in too many lucky shots. And you watch as sort of with the final barrage, her body sort of slumps like against the wall and sort of just slides down. And then the figure looks around, sees the camera, shoots, feed ends.
If I rewind the video a little bit, can I double check to see if she was alone in the bar? Like if she was the only person working at the time that this happened?
If you rewind a little bit more, you can watch her. She has like a couple of, just people who work the bar, like another bartender or waitress or something like that. You watch as she like bids them goodnight, and it kind of like does the thing, like lock the door behind you on your way out.
Okay. I'm going to think about my next move.
Yeah. Switch, was there anything else you wanted to do up here?
Maybe just kind of look around of like the stuff she has that I recognize of like what she's kept, and like knowing that she sent us that video.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any like hidden message of like how she sets that, like she knew we were going to be coming here.
So, and just because of that, I'm gonna ask you to roll a perception one more
Yeah.
time. As you wander into this bedroom.
16.
16? That's enough. You do notice something is sort of poking out from underneath the mattress. And as you do it, you pull out an old world notebook, things actually written on real paper.
Such an old soul.
Yeah.
Start trying to like flip through it.
Mm. It is in a code that she used, but I imagine she's probably taught at least one of you that code just in case, or just through your sheer curiosity. It will take you a little bit of time to like remember the code and start like deciphering it, which you can spend a bit of time on.
Cool.
And I'll jump down to the people in the bar and see how they are going. How are we doing, people in the bar with the tarot deck?
I think I am looking through the Hero deck to see, are any of the cards marked? Are there any missing? Does it seem like she used this deck a lot? Does it seem brand new? Like, am I picking anything up from what this is?
So yeah, you start to look through these cards. Let's see, come on. Where is my little, come on, load faster. There we go. You do notice that there are 2 cards that are missing. The first card that is missing is the Empty Throne. And the second card that is missing is the Wanderer. If you want to give me a mysticism roll to sort of like understand what those typically mean.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait, no.
What?
I was like, oh wait, no, I was looking at the wrong card for that one. So the other card that's missing is not the Wanderer, it is the Vision.
The Vision.
Hmm.
Okay, and I rolled really well again on this mysticism. It's going to be a I can do math. 33.
33. So the Empty Throne is a lawful good card of charisma. It represents those who are gone or a ghost of the past that has taught an important lesson. And then the other one, the Vision, is a chaotic neutral card of intelligence. It represents esoteric arcane knowledge or madness.
You find anything?
It's more what I did not find, I think. There are 2 cards missing. One dealing with the ghosts of past, and the other with strange knowledge or madness. It could be that it is merely chance that somebody spilled a drink at the bar and ruined 2 cards, or this could be a message. A message or a clue.
I
It is
mean,
difficult to say.
based off of how everything's been going, I can't imagine that it was just happenstance.
That is true. It is very much like Oleander to leave us messages hidden in such odd
A
ways.
message about a message hidden in a cryptic message.
Yeah, you all know Oleander, for the first part of her life was a spy, so it can't get the old habits like that, kind of hard to kick.
It feels a lot like that time after docking, she had a disagreement with us all and hid the breakfast foods, and we had to decipher her journal to find them. It feels very similar to that.
I don't get what the point of paper is. Can't hack it. It's useless.
I think that is the point of paper.
Yeah.
I will shuffle the deck and then just draw one, just to
Draw
see.
one. Yeah. Let's see. You pull out the Carnival. It is a chaotic neutral card of wisdom. It represents illusions and false dreams.
This card is oddly relevant to what we are doing here. Card of illusions. But that is most of what we did when we traveled together, so perhaps a good omen.
Pillars of Destruction. Back at it again.
Have you seen the ship? Does it still exist?
Brian said that it does. I believe that it is for the most part, in one piece. Can't imagine that that it looks the exact same. Idle hands, all that.
Well, grief can come in many forms, so if you need to talk after seeing the condition of the ship, my door is always open, so to speak.
After seeing the captain, probably not. After seeing the ship, I can almost guarantee it.
Think about that time. Would Brian and Switch make their way back downstairs?
I think so. Did Oleander teach any of you her codes? I found a notebook.
Just try the same one she always uses.
Not passcodes.
Like a
Oh.
cipher?
Like a
I
cipher,
assume.
yeah.
I believe I
Um,
skimmed it once when I touched her mind. I could probably remember it.
Well, maybe we can find something from this. Or it could be random journal entries. Or it could be who owes money to the bar. I don't know.
All of it could be useful, and I will hold out all four of my very thin hands.
Under the journal.
I will sit down and try and go through this.
Yeah. We'll say that you can. Another fun rule of Starfinder is you can either take 10 or take 20. If you don't, especially if you don't feel like you're in a rush to do this. If you wanted to do that with either of that, and it essentially is you take the requisite amount of time. This will probably be like if you take 10, maybe it's like 2 hours to decipher it. If you take 20, it's 3, but it's yet again, it's getting a 20 on the dice plus whatever your modifier is.
Okay.
This is a relatively thick notebook. It's more about just the I'm not remembering the code, but just going through and transcribing everything.
As I do this, I want to reach out to the emotional resonance that was left here by Oleander in the bar, using. I'll cast Spiritual Consultation to add another +6 on top of that. I'll take the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll use Spiritual Consultation to call on the emotional residue of Oleander here in the bar to help me move through this a little better.
Yeah. So I mean that'll be a culture roll. Oh wait. Let's actually go with a sense motive on that for deciphering.
Sorry, that's a 13-point difference in my modifier between those two, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're taking 10 or taking 20, you don't actually have to roll. You just take that number and then add it. Unless you want to roll.
I'm getting the plus. I'll roll.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 16 plus the 6 is 22 plus 14 is 36.
36. Yeah. So all in all, it'll probably take you about 2 hours to just go through this entire book. Much less time than it probably would take just, anything, because you rolled really well. So as you're going through this book, we'll see what does everyone else want to do?
So, did you find the footage, or was it salvageable?
The footage of the
From the cameras in the bar? Yes.
Yes. I found it. Oh, you want to know what's on it? Yes, of course. Not much.
Sorry, it's been a while.
And I think Brian does pass over the data pad to Odessa, because Odessa has a lot of skills regarding, like, because the operative stuff that Brian doesn't have. You can try and, I don't know, make more sense of this than I can, but, well, I'm not saying your brain is small, but I have taken a look at this already.
I'm not by no means questioning your prowess, but I would like to try and see if I could, like, scrub or, like, clear up the distortion on the figures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that will be either a computer or engineering.
Gotcha. I believe they're the same. I'll do computer just because. That is a 17 on the die, and so that's 30.
30. Cool. And do you have any bonuses from any like class stuff or like hacking?
I believe I have the hacker specialization, and I don't exactly know what that means.
Let's see. We all learn Starfinder together.
Yay.
It's like creating a distraction.
Yeah, it's not
So,
exactly. It's more of a combat skill.
but yeah, I
yeah.
mean, it still was like you rolled what, 13, 14?
30.
30 total. I was like, I was like,
No,
like,
I got a 30 on the 20.
30 on the 20. Yep. So yet again, this will probably take about an hour or so to clear up. I'll ask Brian and Switch if there's anything you want to do during this time as well, or are you just gonna wait and see what they come up with?
I'm gonna look and see if I can find like names and contact information for the other bartenders, regulars, like people that would have been in her day-to-day life during this time.
That would be on the data pad. But I imagine you can ask like Odessa to just sort of like flick it to you like on your communicator so you can. And did you want to try to contact any of them?
Yeah, just looking for information on like if she obviously thought maybe she'd be murdered, of like, was there anybody weird coming into the bar more regularly? Anybody they've seen following her? Anything she might have said?
Yeah. Give me diplomacy rolls for this. And Brian, what are you doing during this time?
I'm going to go through the recent messages that Oleander has received in more detail, rather than just glancing at the most recent one, just to see who she's been talking to, what she's been saying. It sounds real creepy. Yeah.
It's only creepy when you respond to all of them.
It just
Like, I'm
seems like
sorry,
a polite
Oleander
thing to
is dead.
do.
Mm.
You know? Just seems polite to
Group
let somebody
text.
know.
Oleander is dead. Please stop texting.
Oleander has left the chat.
Just leave all the chats, leave all the groups.
Mhm.
F.
So you, we'll start with Brian. You go through and look at all of these messages. A lot of them are just there's just a bunch of stuff with the people who work at the bar being like yada yada. Can you cover this shift? Things like that. There are a couple of people that you seem kind of close with. One was Cade. Looks like they kind of have just sort of like a regular, he's a pilot on a ship, or captain on a ship, so they kind of just like get together and swap stories whenever he's on Epsilon Station. There is a couple other just sort of like a lot of suppliers, like arranging like, okay, your delivery is X time, and there are other times where she's like, yeah, I won't be here. Here's the code to the back door, just drop it there. And also you do learn that the codes recently changed on everything. That is a recent change.
Do I get an indication as to why?
No, it just seems about 14 days ago she changed all the codes.
I would like to go back to the footage. I know that it is currently being used, but I would like to take another look at it just to see if it looks like this trio that came in to attack Oleander.
Mhm.
Did they unlock the door first? Do I see Oleander locking the door?
Mhm. We'll get to that definitely. Also, you did see that. I will say that you don't see signs of either any other bodies. There is no other blood or anything to say even that there were two people that were downed, maybe killed here. Somebody cleaned up. Um,
I got a 23 on diplomacy.
23 on diplomacy. And you see that a lot of people were talking, you get from like the people who were on the bar is that Oleander for the past month or so hadn't actually been in the bar too much. She had some sort of project she was working on and kind of left it the day to day, running of the bar to the bartenders and the waitress, and would just kind of like be there occasionally to help out when it's like peak or something, but for the most part gone. Wouldn't really talk about too much, just saying she's working on something. And then for Brian, if you look at the footage, you don't watch her lock it. She just sort of like tells other people to lock it. And then so for Odessa, as you clean up these, you also do realize that this isn't something that they're causing on the camera. This is also something about like what they're wearing. Like something about like the like whatever they have draped over their armor is
Kind of like the
is kind of,
paparazzi proof.
yeah. And you managed to clean it up a bit, and it's doesn't help too much because it's a bunch of dark figures with like completely head to toe in armor. Sort of, and it's so very edgy. It's all black armor with red accents.
Yeah, I kind of figured that it'd be something physical, not actually technological, but cleaned it up a little bit. Yeah. It does feel kind of weird, if you ask me, that they cleaned up specifically the bodies on their side, but not at all trying to cover up what was going on with Oleander. But
That indicates to me that there would be something recognizable about their bodies. Maybe they're of a race that's not usually around here, or maybe they're blood is bright purple.
Has odd factors that would really key it into something.
Perhaps they are self-conscious about seeing themselves on film.
Mm.
I think it might be the murder, not the film, but
Camera shy sounds good.
We can't rule it out.
fair enough.
So, yeah, then we come back to you, Layla. After about a couple hours of work, you have the majority of this book decoded. And the first thing you notice is that about 2 months ago, Oleander realized that someone wow, why can I not words there for just a moment? About 2 months ago, Oleander came across records of a Matthias Solari. And you would definitely know that name because Matthias Solari should also be dead. But apparently Matthias Solari is not dead and is working at Helios Cybertech on a nearby planet. So that got her thinking about what happened. And she was trying to find a way to get back to where everything happened and everything fell apart and take a look at it. But unfortunately, before she was able to make any of that happen, she was killed.
Oh, it seems we may have a problem. The individual we were supposed to extract on our final mission, who we all assume dead, is apparently not dead. They are apparently quite alive and employed, which is good for them, but could be bad for us.
Not to be that person, but so I don't look like an asshole like a month from now when we figure it out. Just gonna say, what if Quiet is also alive? Saying that,
I was thinking the same thing. That would be quite the betrayal.
what happened to dead people staying dead? Like, why is this all at once just...
Perhaps we should check Oleander's body if that is the case. They may not be dead.
Well, so you all are having this conversation, and you imagine you're sort of out in the main bar area, and everybody give me a quick perception check.
13.
Dirty
29.
20.
30, 20, 29.
23.
23. Okay. So it is everybody but Switch that is going to hear this.
I'm just still wrapped up in like the information, just like, what?
Yep. You're just like, what is going on?
You're just going through lists of like your previous customers trying to figure out who might still be alive and who isn't.
Yeah. So you all hear this breaking of glass, and then you hear something go tink, 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 tink. And you all look over as a flashbang grenade was thrown into the bar, and it goes off, and I am going to need fortitude saves from everybody.
Five.
8.
3.
Dirty 20, only because I rolled really well, because fortitude is really bad for me.
Oh, mood.
Yep.
There's not like a reflex save or something.
Oh, I actually read my fortitude wrong. I got a 4.
Oh,
Yes.
that's very good for you. I
I'm
say
a spindly
sarcastically.
butterfly. I don't have
I
fortitude.
thrive on pity, so feed that pity to me.
So it is going to be a you are all going to be dazzled as you suddenly hear several footsteps move into the bar. I think we'll figure out who that is after a break. Let it give us a chance to all go refill our waters, take meds if we need them, use the bathroom, grab a snack if we need to as well, and be back here in 10-15 minutes.
Awesome.
See
Yeah,
you in a few.
Sounds good.
it sounds good. Hello, everybody, and we are back from break. I hope you all got water, took your meds, all that fun stuff, because we're about to get into some Starfinder combat. You all find yourself in the bar of the Defiant Star. 3 strange figures have now burst in, hit you with a flash grenade, and I believe it is time to roll initiative. And I believe, Brian, you had something you wanted to do as people were rolling initiative.
Yeah, before we roll initiative, I would like to activate my startled scream.
Mhm.
Ah!
What does that do?
That will give any of my allies that are surprised but can hear you, they won't gain the flat-footed condition, while allies who aren't surprised will get a +1 insight bonus to initiative checks. Unfortunately, it does make me shaken until the end of my next turn, but I was startledly screaming, so
Cool.
it makes sense.
I am going to drop us into.
That is a natural 20 on mine.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
And yeah, what does everyone else roll?
Just to clarify, so from Brian's effect, we gain a +1 to initiative. But then from the dazzled effect, we gain we take a -1.
For dazzled effect is is a -1, so they pretty much cancel each other out.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
I got an 8.
An 8?
I got a 17.
Cool.
I got a dirty 20.
So, despite you being a bit surprised, you still managed to actually act before any of these, and we start off the first round of combat with Lydia. Or
no.
Layla.
It's always the worst when the spellcaster has to go first. Okay, so flash grenade went off, but people came in, right?
Yes. As you can see on the map, there is somebody directly behind you, and there are two by the other doors.
I don't have vision on the map.
Oh, you don't have vision on the map. Why do you not have vision on the map? Okay.
My token is highlighted, so I can see I'm on the map. I just have no vision.
Okay. Love all of that. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, there it goes. I fixed it.
Hey. Hopefully-
Awesome.
Yep. So you can see these strange soldiers in black armor and with red accents.
So the same armor that we saw on the footage.
Yep.
Okay. I will just kind of almost in panic as Layla turns around, her wings flare, and there's a shimmer that goes across them, across the teal swirls, and they almost look like they start to move. It's hard to tell whether they are really moving or it's just an illusion. And I will cast Fear on the one closest to me.
Okay.
It's a DC 18 will save.
Cool. So yeah, let's see. We have a 18 exactly.
Okay. So it succeeds, so it is shaken for 1 round.
Okay. Yep. You managed to just get that off, and you watch as like puts the hand up to like where like his eyes would be, to try to like just get something between and yep, and it takes that -2 to ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks. That's gonna be great.
And then I'm going to fly kind of back. Because these are our friends, right? That I'm moving next to.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Making sure, because I can't see their actual tokens. Yeah, so I will fly kind of back here away from. I should not be in the front. So I fly back behind my friends, away from these dangerous looking individuals who are coming in.
Yeah. And you can just sort of like a quick rundown on like how Starfinder combat works for everyone who's listening and the players at the table. So you have generally on your turn, you have a standard action, a move action, a swift action, or like a full action. Generally very similar to things like First Edition Pathfinder, D&D 5e. Very similar to how things work. Standard attack's usually like one weapon attack. Like a full action is usually casting a spell. Move actions, swift actions. And yeah, that will bring us to Brain. Ryan.
Brain, who's that? Well, I can't see anything on the Forge screen. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at, but I also have not used this before, so I could just be on the wrong thing.
Strange. Let's see. Because I was like, give it a quick refresh to see if that helps.
Absolutely.
Because I did turn off the vision cones to hopefully just let everybody see the map.
No worries. For anybody watching at home that has never played this game and doesn't know what they're doing, I'm that person that you can relate to. I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's okay.
Oh, I
We're all
see it
learning
now.
together. Yeah, sometimes you just refresh the page and it works.
Refreshing always helps.
Yeah.
Well, not always. This time it does. Okay. I think I am. What was the thing that I just happened to me that I'm shaken. Okay.
Yep.
So I think what I'm going to do is not particularly. I have a gun.
You do have a gun.
I would like to shoot one of these guys. Probably the one closest to my friends. Or
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Which I think would be the ones in the hoods are the bad guys, right?
Yep.
Okay. I will shoot top hood with my gun.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm trying to load up my sheet again. Come on, sheet. Where are you? There we go.
Yep. Brian casts the spell gun.
Brian does cast a spell gun. Well, it is telekinetic, because he doesn't hold the gun. But
Mhm.
still. What am I doing here? I need to. Where's my attack modifiers?
All right. Usually
Skill.
you're got to make sure you have things equipped.
I might not
Let's
have
see.
equipped my gun.
So for your gun,
Attack.
it is going to be
Awesome. It was in a different screen. Roll.
Ooh.
All right. Got a
23 against the kinetic AC, which he's just barely gonna hit.
Does my shaken affect that?
It already included that in your roll.
This is a really amazing system. Cool.
Technology. So and then you get to roll damage with that. See how much damage you do to him.
1. It's some. It's not none.
It's 3 piercing. You get that +2.
Oh yeah. Fabulous.
Yep. So, and that is one action. You still have your just a standard action. You still have like a move action or a swift action.
Mhm. I don't think I'm going to take any other actions at the moment because I think I like where I am. I feel safe.
Okay.
And I don't think I have anything else that can help us at this time. I'm going to see what my friends do.
Okay. So yeah, and that will bring us to this first strange soldier, sort of by the door to where the storeroom was. And they are going to spend their move action to hop behind the bar, before taking aim at. Let's see, we've got 4 of you, so we might as well just make it fair and roll a d4. So 1 for Switch, 2 for Odessa, 3 for Brian, and 4 for Layla. And he just saw how this very pretty Decimar just tried to cast a spell on his compatriot. So he is going to take aim with his weapon and let loose a shot. For a 15 against your kinetic armor class.
That does not hit.
Yeah, luckily you are behind a couple of people, so he has to try to like aim a little bit, and unfortunately it's just you're able to see it and duck behind one of your friends or the table that is between you and him. So, and then that is going to take us to the next figure's turn, and that is going to be the one that you just shot, Brian. And you see that on this hand, there's this gauntlet that sort of pulses with this electrical energy. And this one is going to move up within melee range of you, and is going to punch at you with this pulse gauntlet. For a 13 against your kinetic AC.
Thankfully, does not hit.
Okay. Let's see. Does he have anything else he can do? Yep. I believe that is his entire turn as well, and that'll bring us to Odessa.
Gotcha. I okay, so I have my hacker ability where I
Mhm.
can try to use computers or engineering to sort of help with my trick attack.
Yeah.
What is the lighting situation like? Specifically around the guy next to Brian.
Brian, well, you do know that the table that you're right next to has some like holographic displays that you can mess with. Most of the lighting is probably controlled by like a data pad or something like that, or controlled by a computer, so you can mess around with that as well.
Yeah. Then I will, as part of my trick attack, try and make a computer's roll to just quickly sort of, I guess, like overload the table and just make a big flashy display to try and
Mm.
distract this guy.
Yeah, it's very flashy, and if all of the electronics explode, create a blinding light.
Okie dokie. So that is a 3 plus 4 plus where's computers? 13 for a bastard 20. Gosh, I tried to read over this so many
You're
times,
good.
but um,
Is that versus like a kinetic AC or energy AC or
DC equals 20 plus the target's CR.
CR? So it'd be a 23.
Okie dokie. So I just missed that by a few points.
Yeah.
But regardless, I guess I will finish up that trick attack with just the standard attack,
Yeah.
not getting that bonus damage. But how do I do this? Roll and okay, so that is a 12 plus things, I believe.
Is
For 13.
13 against kinetic AC. Unfortunately, is not going to hit.
Yeah, sort of biff that. But yeah, the table explodes in a shower of lights, and not really being used to this side of the game anymore. I think it distracts myself as well.
You're like, that was a bit bigger than I expected.
Blinking the sort of just light out of Odessa's eyes, and I would have ended up right next to him with my movement.
Yeah. No, wait, that's wrong person. There you are. Okay.
Okey-dokey.
And then it is the final soldier's turn. Going to use a move action to move up just slightly, and is going to use one of his features is his sniper's aim. Nope, actually you're not in cover, so never mind. That doesn't work. But he's still just gonna shoot at you. And he is going to shoot at is going to be Switch. So it is going to be a 20 against your kinetic AC as this sort of these laser shots come at you.
Yep, that'll hit.
That'll hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Feel the burn of that. And that is going to be is going to be 10 piercing damage versus it'll go against your stamina first, and then it will go when you run out of stamina, it'll start eating into your hit points.
Gotcha.
Cool. And then it'll bring us to you to switch.
Awesome. I am going to you see kind of a like pocket in her arm opens up and a pistol shoots out, and I'm gonna just shoot right back at that same guy.
Yeah.
Ooh, no. 12.
12. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. There are things called resolve points, and I'm trying to remember what they do. Cool. So yeah, you unfortunately miss. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, I think that's it for now.
Okay. So then it'll bring us back to the top of the round with Layla.
Yes. I am kind of cowering back here behind my friends. I know that it always helps if I try and even the playing field. So I will look at. Has any of these seemed particularly dangerous, kind of as we've been seeing what they're doing, or?
I think only one of you has been hit, and it's been the one by the door.
Okay. Then I will look at the one by the door, and I will kind of gather up my swirling thoughts, the annoyance of the blinking light that keeps distracting me over next to the bar, all of the thoughts and emotions from today, and I will push those out in one hard push towards the mind of the soldier by the door. And I'm casting Mind Thrust at 2nd level. It's DC 19 Will.
Okay. And that will be a 15 in total. So
That's a
that is
failure.
going to be a failure.
Awesome. Let me roll this. Yeah, so her eyes almost take on a reddish glow underneath them as she lashes her mind out. And this does 29 points of psychic damage.
Damn. Yeah, you get him good. That you definitely sort of watch as you hit him with this, you sort of see part of this armor fly off, and as it does, it hits the ground. It sort of scatters into something, but like as it hits the ground, you watch as it sort of scatters.
I have a little moment of, I still have it. And then I kind of continue
like, oh no, it's
cowering.
danger. And that'll bring us to Brian.
I've taken a lot of notice of this weapon that the guy closest to me has, this gauntlet, and I want it. I at
Yeah.
least want to look at it. I want to see how it works. I
Yeah.
don't want that person to have it. First thing I want to try is an overload with my mechanic class ability, where as standard action I can cause a short an electronic device, including most range energy weapons, melee weapons with the power, special property, or single armor upgrade. Would I be able to attack his doodad with that?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I think it's just an action.
It is it's one standard action. DC is DC equals 10 plus half your mechanic level plus your intelligence modifier. Then they need to make a reflex saving
Yeah.
throw to negate the effect. So
10 plus half my mechanic level, which
so it's
is going to be 2.5.
rounded up to 3 plus your
My
intelligence modifier.
int is
A
the
plus
modifier
5.
is plus 5. Yeah.
So it's an 18. And that is a natural 1. What
Yes.
happens on it? Does it say what happens on a natural 1?
It does not. Can I blast it off of his arm? I want it.
Yeah, I will say with a natural 1, it will definitely. It's either it's blasting off of his arm or he is dropping that thing.
It's probably really warm.
Yeah. So it does that, and yeah, you do that. You overload it, and you just sort of hear this like digitally processed voice like curse in common, as they drop this shock gauntlet.
I I mean, I still have my free action. Am I able to use my telekinesis to pick it up and just hover it out of the way of this guy so he can't grab it again?
Yeah, I would say so.
Cool.
If you want, it is a Pulse Gauntlet Thunder Strike.
Oh yeah, I want that.
You can
And I
add
think I
that.
just say, "Well, I've got your bauble,"
You
and like
used it in a
secretly hoping
sentence.
it right, but not totally sure.
I've got your bauble.
Like kind of out of the corner of Brian's eye. I don't really
Mhm.
know if I use my eyes, but kind of out of the corner of my eye, I'm looking over at my colleagues like, did I use it right?
Yeah,
Did I do it right?
that right. Yeah, you do that, and you can add the Pulse Gauntlet to your inventory. Right, and it is now the one that's behind the bar, and they are going to take aim at you, Brian. They just saw what you did to their compatriots' weapon. I just roll it. So, and that is going to be a 21 against your kinetic AC.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. As you feel these like shots hit you, but only for 4 piercing damage. You're able to whatever armor you have on your brain is good.
It's a pilot helmet. It's very stylish.
Mhm.
I think they get me when I'm looking over at my colleagues, like trying to figure out if I use the word right, and at that moment of distraction, and I'm a little embarrassed about it too, so I have embarrassment damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, embarrassment damage. It's the worst. So yeah, and then that will bring us to the one that you just stole the weapon from. And they are going to lash out with an unarmed strike at you. So that will be same modifier. It'll be a 24 against your kinetic AC.
You guys mine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. And that will be 3 bludgeoning damage.
That momentary embarrassment really threw Brian off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Like kind of I don't know if I stumble. I stumble back a bit just out of feeling really unsure of what's going on now.
Yeah. Well, this will bring us to Odessa.
Gotcha. Seeing Brian sort of like look at us to be like, did I use it right? I am, rather than trying to do something super fancy like blowing up a table, I'm just going to like essentially send like like rapid fire series of texts to Brian's phone or to Brian's communicator, so it's just bobble 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 as a means of distracting
Yeah, do it.
this person. um and so that is 11 plus 4 plus 13 for a total of math for a total of 28.
28. That will succeed.
Okie dokie. And then for the attack itself,
I was like, you should
that?
not be dazzled anymore.
No.
You are.
Learning is
It says you
fun.
are not proficient in your weapon.
It's a operative weapon.
Yeah, I don't know why. So that is so it is the 9 plus 3 plus 3. So that would be like a 15, which is unfortunately not enough to hit.
Gotcha. Okie doke. Then I don't know if that does anything.
They're flat-footed to your attack, but unfortunately does not reduce their AC enough.
Gotcha. Very well.
Okay. And that'll bring us to the other stranger, and the one that you just mind blasted, Layla. So he is going to shoot at you. For a 25 against your kinetic AC.
Yeah, that'll hit me.
Yeah. He has deemed you the biggest threat. For 7 piercing damage.
And is that against stamina or against HP?
It's always against stamina. And then when you run
Okay.
out of stamina, it'll go against your HP. Think of
Okay,
your stamina
as-
like your overshield.
Okay. As a reaction,
Mhm.
as I get hit with that, the pain receptor part of my brain lashes out at him, and I will share pain. So he needs to make a will save. I actually don't know what the DC is. It doesn't tell me.
He got an 18 for, let's see. Was that a spell or a feature?
It's a feature. Yeah.
So you can spend a resolve point as a reaction to shift some of the pain back onto the foe unless the opponent succeeds on a will save. It's probably the same like kind of idea of 10 plus half your level plus your con mod or whatever your important stat mod.
Okay. So half level rounded up or down? Because that's the breaking point.
Round it up.
Rounded up. So 19's the DC, right? Because that's 10
Yep.
plus 3 plus 6. Yeah, 19. Awesome. So he fails. So it's my mystic level, so 5. So I only take 2 points of damage, and he takes 5 of that damage.
Cool. That is you've done some damage to him. And it'll bring us
Make
to
him think twice about attacking me.
We'll see if it works next time his turn comes up. So we come to switch.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna look at them and go, my friend over here, pointing to Layla, she might look fragile, but the things she has done with only her mind so far are just a fraction of the ability. I would think twice before you continue. And I'm going to use Deadly Boast. So I'm going to make a bluff check, and the DC is equal to if I was trying to demoralize them. So that is a 19 plus 13.
I'm gonna say that is definitely a success.
So they now have a -1 to their AC against her and a -2 to any saving throws.
Good to know.
And that's my turn.
That is your turn. Yeah. And that'll bring us back to Layla. Bring the pain.
I'm still editing my thing to put the DC in. I was not ready for it to come back to me so quickly. Okay, so I had a plan, but now he has.
He has minuses.
Is that just for one round?
Um,
Because I won't waste it if it's just for one round.
Usually, it would be for one round.
yeah, to the end of my next turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one round.
Okay. How's he looking?
Definitely in the you've watched as you've knocked a few more like armor plates and stuff off, and they all sort of seem to do this thing where they disintegrate when they hit the ground. And yeah, he's not looking great.
Yeah, I'm going to sing that angry that he shot at me, and that share pain kind of still almost fizzling in my mind. My eyes go deep red again, and I'm going to lash out again mentally with mind thrust. That is a DC 19.
DC 19. Okay. against his will.
Yes.
Oh, he got a nat 20. He was ready for it this time.
Cool. Then that's going to cause backlash because he saved against,
no.
right? Because it negates it. Doesn't no, it halves it. Never mind.
Even
Never
if it was a
mind.
nat 20?
He still takes half,
Okay.
right? Yeah, it doesn't say anything about crits. It's just a will save for half.
Yeah.
Okay. So he still takes half.
Okay.
So instead of backlash, he will take half. Yeah. Layla does damage no matter what. So half of 21, so 10. He's ready for it, but it still smarts.
Yep. All right. Anything else for your turn?
Spellcasting's the full action, right?
Usually, yes, unless the spell says it is
Okay.
not.
I mean, I have my
Or yeah, it'll say spell usage like one standard action. Yeah, most of these spells are one standard action.
okay. Yeah, so I'll have my frostbite class 0 rifle held in all 4 of my arms. Just kind of as I continue to crouch here.
Yeah. All right.
That's
And that'll
it.
bring us to Brian.
So I have the ability, or the feat of experimental explosives. I took this instead of artificial intelligence.
Mhm.
I want to throw an explosive
Okay.
that I have experimentally made at these guys. I'm looking at my experimental explosive because I haven't really looked at this in detail how it works. But
Mm-hmm.
it looks like I can have up to 6 each day,
Yes.
and my custom rig functions as a detonator. And when calculating the DC of the save to resist your grenade's effects, you can use your intelligence modifier in place of the dexterity modifier. Okay.
Mhm.
So I would like to throw one of my awesome experimental explosives right in between the guy behind the bar and the guy kind of down near the bottom.
Okay. Are these just going to be yeah, well, let's see if it's got
I feel like this is going to be something that I just kind of rigged up this morning while I was getting, my lobes brushed, and probably just a bunch of shrapnel and whatever was lying around, nails.
yeah. So let's see.
Whatever I could scoop up off my workbench.
Yep. I'll give you let's see what level this is. Yeah, I'll give you some barbed shrapnel grenades.
Love that.
We'll say you have like 6 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing says I can make 6 a day, so I'd probably just make all 6.
Cool. So you can roll to
Let's attack.
yeah. It's a
Nat
nat 20.
20.
You're throwing at the one behind the bar, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I was like, it's gonna be bad if you're throwing at the one directly in front of you.
Yeah, I think oh
Mhm.
yeah, definitely no. I think I'll throw it the one behind the bar because at least the bar will protect everyone that's not him from the shrapnel.
Oh yeah. And so that does. It is going to do
So
2d6 piercing damage, but of course this is a critical. So if you just hit damage and then you hit the critical button, tell you how much damage you do.
all right. I think I have special damage as well due to being level 5.
Yeah, and you add I believe it's
2,
your
3 because it rounds up.
yep,
Half your
3
level, yeah.
then plus 3, which I think also doubles as well.
Ha!
So I think it's just
Oh,
everything doubles.
this guy is gonna die. So I just rolled normal. Got a 9, just normal, and then I add the 3.
And
So
then
that's a 6.
and it's a crit. Yeah. so it gets doubled as well. So it'd be 18 plus 6, so 25.
Yeah. Pew.
25 damage. I believe also those 25 damage, and yeah, that is anything else you want to do for your turn?
I think after I throw that, I'm going to. If I step away, am I introducing some sort of bad effect? Can this guy get some kind of like area of attack on me, or the guy right in front of me?
We'll have like an attack of opportunity, I believe.
I figured I'd give him an opportunity if I do that. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna do anything. I might
I do
laugh.
believe that the one right next to us is flat-footed, so can't take reactions.
Yes, it is. He is flat-footed, so he
Ooh.
cannot take reactions until the end of I believe his turn.
Awesome. In that case, I'm going to step back a little bit.
Yeah.
Like to there.
Yeah.
So for those of you who can't see, I've just stepped back just a little bit out of rage so that he can't stab me.
To be fair, you had his gauntlet, so he's gonna have to pull out his gun.
Yeah, but he could punch me. I'm just a brain.
Mhm.
Very soft and squishy.
Very soft and squishy. Which the soldier behind the bar that you just tried to blow up is going to test that theory. With a 16 against your kinetic AC.
Against my kinetic, my kinetic AC is 15. Is it
Kinetic
meet or
AC is
beat?
15? Yeah, it is above it, so it's a 16.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said 15. Fair enough. Yeah, he gets me.
Okay, so it'll be 9 piercing damage.
Yeah, I think trying to step away from this guy that's so close to me that might punch me, and honestly a little bit curious to see the kind of damage my grenade made. So I want to step closer to the bar, and I think just being that level of distraction, this guy could jump up and really get at me.
Yep. Cool. And then so it is the soldier's turn now. So the soldier will pull out a knife and go knife fighting with Odessa. So that is going to be a 24 against your kinetic AC.
Very much so hits, yes.
All right, and that'll be 8 slashing damage.
Gotcha. And you said that goes against stamina first?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Cool. And that will be his turn, and he will be no longer flat-footed. And that'll bring us to Odessa.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna try this trick attack again, I guess.
Yeah.
But I actually no, I'm not. Correction. I am going to begin to like start hacking into the surrounding area again. However, seeing myself just take that hit and Brian taking quite a bit of damage and just all the gunfire, it's upsetting to say the least. And so I'm going to just turn on some of the lights in like a rather flickering manner to the point where it creates, let's see, two holographic clones of myself. I'm casting holographic clone, and that is a standard action, and so they just appear right next to me, sort of flickering in place, making it difficult to discern which one is actually me.
If there's any particular place you want to put them, if you just want to be like in a line of like one on each side
I'll just surround him.
around him. Okay.
Sure.
I will ask, do your clones give you the ability to make someone flat-footed? Because I didn't
Um,
realize this, but when Brian and you were on both sides,
we were flanking.
so he would have been flat-footed.
Yeah. Live and let learn. We'll figure it out next time. But
Mhm.
I don't know. Let me check the spell.
Functions as mirror image. Functions as mirror image.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, just so we don't have to spend too much time looking at rolls, I will say
Yeah.
we'll make him flat-footed.
Okie dokie. Sounds great. And then I think that's pretty much my turn.
Yeah. Cool. And it will be the one by the door now. And we'll just keep trading shots with Layla because you just keep fucking him up. For a 27 against your kinetic AC.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit little me.
For 8 piercing.
It has been my turn, so I'm gonna share pain again.
Yeah,
So we'll save EC 19.
17.
Failure. He takes 5 points of psychic damage and non-lethal psychic damage, and I take 3 of those points of damage.
So you render him unconscious.
Nice.
That psychic damage. He hits the ground, weapons go clattering.
I pop
So
my
you-
head up, looking at everyone else. I got one.
Good job.
And that'll bring us to Switch.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna shoot my pistol at whichever one is closest to me.
It's the one that Odessa's having a dance party around.
Yeah, perfect. 23.
23 is that is going to hit.
Awesome. So 4 points of damage.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. And that'll bring us back to the top of the round with Layla.
Okay. I've been trying to, in between turns, figure this spell out. I still haven't. So instead, I am going to the one that's stuck in the dance party of clones. I'm going to aim my rifle at him. My wings flutter a little bit as I fire. This is my 0 rifle. Oof. That's 12.
12, even with all the flat footage and stuff, it is unfortunately not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, even there, because it's an energy weapon, so it goes against your energy AC.
That's okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a good place currently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm get a little frustrated. My wings flitter a little bit in frustration. But that is my turn.
Yeah. All right. That'll bring us to Brian.
So I think I'm just gonna shoot my gun at the guy behind the bar.
Always a good choice.
The explosives were really good, but I don't want to waste them all on one guy, you know? So I'm gonna attack him with my awesome gun. And I got a nat 20.
Nat 20. So yeah, you do that double damage. So when you hit that damage button on your character sheet, it should also give you an option for a critical.
Situational formula. Critical, it does say that.
Yeah, hit that button for 11 piercing damage. It's just the gun you're hovering.
Yeah. It's not a big gun. It's not a fancy gun. I still haven't worked on it. I have plans for it. It's just, but it is hovering up in the air and just, I think actually Brian, as it shoots, he's saying bobble, bobble. Just practicing the word.
You got to practice those SAT words.
Absolutely.
And that'll bring us to the soldier behind the bar, who is just going to shoot back. For a 25 against her kinetic AC.
That absolutely is,
yeah. Is dealing all this damage. For 5 piercing damage.
Oof.
They all like, no matter how much damage you do, they don't seem to hesitate or think about running away. They seem very single-minded.
I don't like that.
All right, and it's the one in the middle of the dance party, and he is going to swing out with his knife. And so going to roll to see if he can hit, and then I'm going to roll to see if he even hits you. That's a nat 1. God, does this have crit cards? I want crit cards. Those are so much fun. Does not set. Do I? Ooh, I do. I have critical hit and critical fumble cards that I'm going to bring into play. So we're gonna roll and see what bad thing happens to him. Let's see. So oh God, this one doesn't work for what he did. It's not. So this one works. It says head meet wall. And he is staggered and off target for 1d4 rounds. As he's just wildly swinging at all of these things. He's just bonks himself right in the head with his blade.
Youch.
Yep. Oh, and staggered is even worse than flat-footed. 1d4 rounds. Let's see. 4 rounds. Do's not have a great day. And that'll bring us to you, Odessa.
Okie dokie. And so, what all effects does he have on him right now?
He's currently just counted as staggered. You can take a single move action or a standard action each round, but not both. Nor can he take full actions. Take swift actions, but not reactions.
Gotcha.
And is still flat-footed as well.
And still flat-footed. So he has a -2 to kinetic AC, or just AC. Then using my holographic little clones, I'm going to try my sneak attack yet again. And essentially, we're just all going to start moving sort of serpentine-like and try and confuse them even further. And that is a 19 plus 4 plus 13. So very many on the computer's roll. And on the attack, that is a 15 plus my strength is 3, or a 18, and he has a -2 to AC, correct?
Yes.
Gotcha. Does that hit?
Anything above a 20 hits. His AC is 20 right now.
Gotcha. So that's still not hit. I think that was an 18.
Do you think you made him flat-footed again? I think you
Yeah.
succeeded on that.
Yeah.
So he continues to be flat-footed. You just can't It's hard to get like a good place to stab him through all of his armor plating.
Yeah.
Your
I
knife
just have
just
a little
keeps
knife.
bouncing off. Might want to take some of the weapons from some of these guys when it's all over.
Take a page out of Brian's book.
Steal the weapons.
And that is my turn.
Okay. I want to bring us to Switch.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fire off my pistol at that same guy. So 19.
19 is unfortunately also going to be a miss. So close.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized that all your stats are very weird. But you know, that's I think maybe how you have your sheet set up, because I was like, wait, why do you have a 4 in your? Oh wait, no, I was looking at the wrong sheet. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional GM. So yeah, we'll come back. We'll back to the top of the round with Layla.
Yes. So the guy in the dance party is pretty messed up. The guy behind the counter is damaged, but doing pretty well still.
The one behind the counter is the one that is currently most damaged.
Okay.
You've done a lot to the one that's in the dance party, but he's gotten a lot of effects on him, not a lot of damage.
Okay. I was trying to decide if I should buff allies or do another big spell. I am blowing through my spell slots.
I mean, I've yet to hit him, but I think I got him on the ropes.
It's close.
Okay. Yeah, I need to help you with that. And I would know your abilities. Would giving you like a bonus to attack help you, or would it be better if I just hit him for damage?
I mean, the bonus to attack would be incredible.
Okay. I will I'll focus for a moment and I'll focus on the feelings of annoyance I have right now, and I'll pull a thread out of my head of mental energy and spin it into a ball and send it out as I cast Wisp Ally. And this will start spinning around this soldier's head right in front of his eyes, annoying him. And this will be doing herring fire is the effect that this gives. So it'll give +2 to the next person who attacks it. If somebody attacks him before Odessa does, then they'll get it. But the next person who attacks him gets a +2. It lasts for a whole round, so I don't know if it's. That's what I was trying to figure out with the spell. I don't know if it just gives
So
the
it'll
+2 for everyone, or
does it say specifically for the next person who attacks?
it doesn't say anything. It just says you can either give harrying fire or cover fire. So I was looking at harrying fire, and
Well,
that
I'd
is
say it'll be till the end of your next turn.
okay, but just once or just overall?
No, I'll just say overall.
Okay, because I wasn't sure because harrying fire is an action, but this is a spell that stays, so I wasn't sure where that. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll say it'll be until the end of your next turn.
Awesome. People have +2 to attack him because he's being annoyed by my annoyance solidified essentially.
Just imagine the cartoon bird flying around
Mhm.
his head. And Ryan.
I think. Well, I'm not going to throw a bomb at the dance party. That just seems rude to my
Just a
friends.
little.
So I think I'm going to take another. You know what? I've got these bombs, these explosives. I'm going to throw another one at this guy behind the bar.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like that first one, and that was fun. So yeah, I'm going to whip around and telekinetically attack him with another one of these guys. is this happening? Another 20?
20. Yeah, that is a critical hit. So, and that is also counted as kinetic. So I will roll your critical hit, see what you do, because I love crit cards so much.
Ooh.
Frozen Shut. Bonus effect, target cannot make ranged attacks for 1d3 rounds.
Outstanding.
Mm-hmm. And how much damage did you do?
I did a roll, but it disappeared.
12. So
12.
that is also not counting your mechanic. So that
Oh.
is doubled. So to be 18.
Yeah,
And yeah, you take him out.
good.
This one is nope, he is how you say unalive.
I think I kind of float up slightly just to see if maybe any of his equipment is still usable.
Probably.
Just to get an idea of, if I should come
Mhm.
back and take a look at him later.
Mhm.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna step a little bit around so that I can help out with my friends at the dance party.
Mhm. Yeah. It is the dance party time, and he is staggered, flat-footed, and is just gonna take another swing. And that is going to be a 21 against your kinetic AC.
Yes, that hits.
All right, and then I have to roll a d4. It pretty much, it's like 1 to 2 it hits you, and 3 to 4 it hits one of your clones.
Mhm.
It hits one of your clones.
Okay.
So you immediately just watch as this gauntlet goes through one of them, and they just sort of dissipate. And that'll bring us to your turn, though.
Yeah. And this time, I think I will actually remember that I have a base attack bonus, because I haven't been including that, and that might have
I was
helped.
been like, wow, you're
Maybe.
rolling. I just thought you were rolling really bad, and I felt really bad
No.
for
I
you.
have been rolling pretty. Like I got a 15 on the die last
Yeah,
time,
true.
but
I was always like, that sounds really low, but my brain can't figure out why it sounds so low.
that last one totally should have hit. But
Yeah.
we're here now. I am going to just have my clone sort of also like wave its hand in front of his visor,
Mhm.
just further complicate vision, and use that as my computer's roll.
Mhm.
And so that is a 4 plus 4 plus 13 for a 21.
21. That'll be successful.
Gotcha. And then so I'm adding a plus 2. Is he still flat-footed?
Yes,
Or
he's still
okay,
flat-footed.
gotcha. So that is a 16 on the die, plus 3, plus an additional 3, plus 2. I think that's how you actually do this. Yeah. And so that is a number.
It is a number above 20, and that hits.
Yes. Okay. In that case, 2. And rolling damage. I don't know where that dice disappeared to.
Oh no.
Oh goodness. I'll just roll it. It's a d6 plus, I believe,
D6.
3d8 from sneak
Yes.
attack.
Mhm.
That's a 6 on the 6. Plus 4.
Oh, and also,
Plus
yes,
1.
also an extra D4 for succeeding at your trick attack.
Oh, yeah. So then that is 12 plus 6 plus 4.
Mhm.
And that's a 4. For a total of 22 damage. And I believe that is the knife does like shock damage.
Mhm.
So yeah.
So I will ask, this person has dogged you. this entire fight. How do you want to take them out?
Just definitely feeling that frustration that my dear friend sent over. I think I just like sort of pop the visor if I can, and just go straight for the face. Just
Mm-hmm.
not really any pomp
Yeah.
and circumstance. Just
Just do it. Just get it over with. Just don't want to see this person again. Yes. And yeah, you do that, and they crumble to the ground. And as they do, can I get everybody to make me a engineering roll?
that is not. There we go.
Do we need to
30.
be trained in it?
No.
31.
8.
16.
And what did you get, Odessa?
Oh, I got a 30.
30? Okay. So Brian and Odessa, you instantly realize their armor was made of nanotechnology. The weapons, no. Armor, yes. But these sort of figures lay on the ground. One of them is unconscious. The other two are dead. And it leaves you with that. Lots of questions to ask. And I believe that is probably a pretty good place to end the first episode.
Outstanding.
Yep, with lots of questions and very little answers.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
and we are definitely gonna go around and see and tell everybody where you can find us. All of that stuff. And I can start off. I am Aubrey. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Mad Queen Cosplay. Usually, you can find me being the herder of cats over on Goblets and Yays. But you can also find me over as Sawyer on Bring Your Own Mech, a Lancer podcast, and every 2 Saturdays, usually or so, I am over on Ballad of Seven Dice for their Escaping Carcosa campaign. I'm part of their Pathfinder crew. So yeah, it is a lot of fun, and will toss it over to person on my right. Amanda, tell us about yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda. I am just kind of around. I love games and I love trying to get into games. You'll see me playing games with various groups. I spend a lot of time playing games with the Gauntlet community people, so you might find me over there. You'll see me on the internet. I am a T-Rex, which is my name here in chat, or I am no Amanda Stop, and Stop is spelled the cute way, SDAHP. Either way, I'm living for the chaos, and this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. And then next we have Anna.
Hey, that's me. I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. As far as where to find me, I stream all over the place. On Monday nights, you can find me on Weave the Tale with Pine Pass Quest, our 5e campaign, where we are switching back and forth between a good and evil party, two different sides of the same conflict. We are in the evil phase right now and have set half the town on fire. It's a lot of fun. Tuesday nights, you can find me over on Black Feather Guild with Champions of the Fae Season 2. It's a brand new party for Season 2, so even if you didn't see Season 1, it's still a great opportunity to jump in and catch up with the Fae shenanigans that we get into as we dive further into Fae politics in the wilds. Friday nights, you can find me here. Every other Saturday, you can find me over on Dexara's channel with Dragon Riders of Aome, our quest actual play. We have young Dragon Rider trainees, they're dragons. So much wholesomeness and action all rolled into one. It really is a lot of fun. Every third Thursday, you can find me on Ballad of the Seven Dice for the Timeless Journey, a Ryutama actual play. The first Sunday of every month, except for November, it'll be on the 20th. You can find me over on Thorny Dryad's channel for our U-Force Inheritance, our Masks actual play, which is a lot of fun. We have a really great cast and really great bunch of characters for that. And since it's monthly, it's very easy to catch up. And of course, if sci-fi or podcasts are more your thing, you can find me on Response Team Omnicron, a Lancer actual play podcast following a PR team who unexpectedly ends up on the front lines of a brewing conflict. We have narrative first, giant mech combat, roleplay focused characters, All the sci-fi fields you look for, our fans have compared us to as if Battlestar Galactica had its own red versus blue. So come and see what all of the fuss is about. You can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on Twitter at RT Omnicron.
Okay, and Iris.
Hello, my name is Iris Wyndham. You can find me on Twitter at IrisWyndhamVO or on Instagram at IrisWyndham. I am a voice actress by trade, but you can also just find me here. I'm in this game as well as our Monster of the Week campaign, the Arcane Core, and yes, not much.
Yeah, and that will bring us to Layla. Lydia. Having Layla and Lydia is gonna mess me up so much. I'm so sorry.
I know, right? Yeah, I am Lydia Loomis. I am a monster romance author. You can find my first book in my new series, Fated Mates of the Apocalypse. It's called His Define, and you can find that on Kindle Unlimited. You can find my paranormal short stories on my Patreon, and all information about me on my website, lydiasnerdverse.com. And I'm on all social media as Lydia's Nerdverse.
Yeah. And I cannot wait for next week for us to be joined by Tian and whatever chaos they're going to bring into it. I have some fun ideas as to how they're going to join in all of this. I will talk to them. And yes, some awesome upcoming shows on Girls Run These Worlds on Saturday, the 5th of November. So tomorrow. We have Monster Care Squad premiering. That's going to be a lot of fun. Monster Care Squad is such a fun game. On the 7th, we have both Regency Remixed Season 2 premiere and Wish We Weren't Here at 7:30. And on Tuesday, we have Mice in the Herb Garden, the finale, and that's gonna be cool. And on Thursday the 10th, Invisible Sword Coven premieres. That one also looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, if you like what you see here, definitely go check out all of those other projects. There's so many cool games being run here. I cannot wait to see. You know, and especially if you like what you see here, support the channel, sub to Twitch. There's a coffee. Follow Girls Run These Worlds on all of their socials. You know, what they do here is great, and I want to see more of it. I want to do more. It's awesome. I'm having so much fun. And yeah, I believe that takes us to who we are going to raid. Who are we going to raid? Who is online? Does anyone have any suggestions?
High Shelf Collective is streaming right now.
High Shelf Collective?
Yeah, they're lovely.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Let us raid High Shelf Collective. And what shall our raid cry be?
Bobble.
Bobble. Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, we will raid that, and our raid cry will be Bobble.
Can't wait.
Yep. Yeah, we will just let me know when we're going out.
Can I start awkward waving now?
Can we?